waiting means I'll be with you. I'll wait until gray skies turn blue.
Yo, welcome back. It's the Underground To The Airwaves. It's your boy Just, your boy Top. Yo, we're here today gonna holler at my man Andre Williams, another entrepreneur from the town of Trenton. We out here on Jackson Street. He got some property out here, you know what I mean? The man does real estate, does entertainment, and he got his own non-profit organization. Also, he owns a daycare as well. So we're about to go holler at my man real quick, see what he's talking about, see how his life is doing, you know, see what's going on with him as a young entrepreneur, black entrepreneur in the city of Trenton. So stay tuned, right back.
I'm alive.
Great, man. How you doing, brother? Yeah, man. Good. Yo, we back from Underground To The Airwaves. It's your boy Just, ToppNotch. We're here with my man Big Dre, aka Mr. Williams, aka Mr. Andre Williams. Yo, we're gonna talk to him a little bit today, man. His story about being an entrepreneur in the city of Trenton. You know, I mean, the things that he's done, not only just to, you know, to build up his family, but give back to the city as well. You know what I mean? So stay tuned, right back.
It's alive. I'm so alive.
What's up, good peoples? I'm Andre Williams. I'm interviewing on a special segment of Underground To The Airwaves. I really have a lot of great information to share with you guys, not just about entrepreneurship, but about our people in general, about having good health, about having good credit, about being balanced in every sense of the word. So you guys are going to come with me. You'll get a chance to look at some of my properties. You'll get a chance to see my schools. You'll get a chance to see some of my artists and some of the amazing things we've been able to accomplish. But most of all, just stay tuned for that good information that's going to help y'all become better at just being the best version of yourselves. To me, that's the key about everything. If we can become the better version of ourselves, there's so much more that we can accomplish. Sharing information with one another, we'll be able to do that. And this is my way of giving back, showing you guys how to maintain and how to obtain peace.
You got that part? I know, man.
Starting to get me. No people out here, though. Yeah, this house was given to us with a fire damage spring.
Okay.
And owned it. We donated it to our nonprofit, One Heaven Incorporated. There's a blind man staying here. He used to smoke cigarettes, and somehow he was smoking a cigarette and the mattress caught on fire. So the neighbors, you know, the guys that be outside, actually, a couple of them came in here and grabbed him out of here.
Saved his life. Huh?
Saved his life, man. Yeah, so they look out for each other around here.
I got this is from out this way. My man, Raleigh, he's from out this way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So the main thing is, like, it's our people are going to continue to do what they're taught, you know what I mean, until we teach them different. So if we teach them how to look out for one another, how to take care of their properties, how to get their credit fixed and all that, we could build a better community from the inside out. But we got to start doing it from the inside. Like them looking out for my mans, they ain't have to do that. They could have waited till the fire department came, but nah, they took it upon themselves to say, nah, we got to look out for each other. And that's the whole basis of what we doing with One Heaven Incorporated. It's like, let's build our people from the inside out. Let's empower them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, this is a man's world. Oh, this is a man's world.
Oh, this was fire damage. You know what I mean? So we put our whole money back into it. So even though it was donated, we put our bread back into it. Now, when we put it on the market, we sell it to somebody from the neighborhood. because you can't market a property like this to somebody that don't live around here. So if we market it to people that live around here, that's gonna be my tenant anyway. I tell them, listen, I can show you how to buy this home. Either you can rent it from me for $1,100 a month, or I'll show you how to buy it for $50,000, $60,000, and now you're only paying $500, $600 a month. Right. So now you're paying $500, $600 less than what you would have been paying, but you own it, it's yours. It's a win-win for three parties. It's a win-win for us because we're able to put this property in the hands of somebody that we want to empower. Right. Now, the city wins because it's back on the tax books. Right. The person wins because they can raise their own family in here, they can own this joint, they can pass it down to the next generation, but it's all about empowering. So if we lead by example and we say, okay, we're gonna show you how to get your credit fixed, we're gonna show you how to, you know what I mean? Now we can empower you to do the same exact thing. Now you're able to tell your kids how to manage the property.
Oh, this is a man's world. Oh, this is a man's world. But it would be nothing without a woman or a girl.
The name of the nonprofit is One Heavenly School.
Does it go like seminars and things like that? Or you just reach out to people and try to.
I mean, I used to. About 10 years ago, when I first started the nonprofit, it actually is 13 years old. It's 2017. I started it like 13, 14 years ago. I didn't even know why God was telling me to do it. He just said, get a 501c3, you're gonna need it. And I'm like, what is that? I didn't even know what it was, but I seen, you know, the Catholic Church doing this, and I'm like, how are you getting all these benefits, these tax benefits? I said, I better start one because I see where they're going. Catholic charities, the St. Jude's Hospital, this hospital, that charity, this school, this, all of the bases, Notre Dame's and Cathedral, and all of these bases, the foundation of them was the 501c3, the Catholic Church. Okay. And when you saw the hospital benefiting from the 501c3, you saw the schools benefiting from the 501c3, you saw them helping people with different, just Boys Club of America, all these are 501c3s that we don't pay attention to because it's just, you know, go to that place, get help, go to that place, get help. So we're taught a different mindset to be consumers more or less, or recipients of these, you know, this courtesy or whatever these people are doing, instead of being a provider. So when I saw it, I'm like, all right, God, that's why you're telling me to do it? But at first I didn't know why. I said, okay, do it, I'm gonna do it. You said start Ozark, I'm gonna do it. You said start Bass Contracting, I'm gonna do it. You say start this trucking company, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? So I just started responding to what he was telling me to do. You know what I mean? So now people got wind of it. It was like, Dre, come speak at this seminar in Philly. I would go and I would speak to him, and to me, I'm such a worker. I don't take time to celebrate the work, so because I'm such a worker. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get an 800 credit score. My score 800. Now I'm on to the next project. Instead of me saying, wow, you accomplished something. Let me share this little bit with some people, and no, I'm like, no, let me keep going. And in the process, I'll throw a little post out or I throw this out. But I gotta keep working. So now God is saying, when you offer and said, Dre, let's take some time and do a little interview because you're doing a lot and I see what you're doing. This is how other people reach out to me. And I'm reluctant sometimes because I'm like, nah, I'm working. I'm working. I can't. But then with you my man, so when you called, it was like, nah. You know what I mean? You ain't have to say it, but it was like, Dre, make time for me. That's right. You ain't say it, but you was like, can I see you soon? Sunday was like, you got 30 minutes. You said you was gonna stop by, so I'm like.
Girl, I'm in love with you. This ain't no honeymoon. I ain't see your infatuation face. Right in the thick of love. At times we get sick of love. See?
Gotta have the right finger. To get in that mud. So this is Noah's Ark Daycare, Noah's Ark Preschool. We have right now the 3 buildings. We're in the process of expanding. But the artwork, I just wanted to touch on that. This was done by one of my nephews. I had him come in from Boston, and this was actually done 13 years ago. Yeah, so he just, came back this year and touched it up a little bit for the babies. We just want to make it exciting and colorful and inviting, so when the parents bring their kids, you know what I mean? We got my man Barack. You know what I mean? Shout out to Barack. My babies hanging out of here. Y'all can get a quick pic at them. I want them on the camera too much though. Okay, right. Babies, this is one of our classrooms here. One of our preschool class. The teachers are very intelligent teachers. Some of them have master's degrees. Even though it's a preschool, the standard level is very high, and the curriculum is awesome curriculum as well. Right, it's good. Yeah, let me go check out the other building. This building here is 2 floors. This is also part of the preschool. Thank you. So what ages are taught in this room? This is 3 to 5. 3 to 5. Dedicate these 2 buildings to the preschool. So there's 3 preschool classrooms. We have 1 more classroom downstairs. We use curriculum that's mandated by the state, as well as the Board of Education. A lot of our teachers come directly through the Board of Education.
Everybody that we do certification.
Oh man, master's degrees and bachelor's degrees. You know it's only preschool, but ain't no, just people with high school diplomas right there. Nah, they've been to college, they invested in their careers, you know what I mean? At the least they have bachelor's degrees in education.
So you explained to me before that you got different government programs to help get kids in the schools. They also help the parents out.
We're funded it. Yeah. One of them is the Abbott program. We work with directly with the Board of Education with that program. So a lot of our teachers and a lot of our just curriculum comes straight through the Board of Education. So just like the charter schools and the public schools and all of that, they have to run through a Board of Education as well. And even though it's a preschool, we basically do the same thing. We want our kids to have the best. The shot of my 3 kids in the other room, my kids came through here. My oldest son, like I was saying before, he goes to Princeton Day School, and he came through this same system. But we believe in teaching them second languages, you know what I mean? So some of them learn 2 languages when they come here. Some of them learn Spanish, some of them, you know what I mean? Okay. As a second language.
So you got teachers here.
Bilingual, bilingual teachers and everything.
But like, so say if someone go to Child Care Connection.
If they go through Child Care Connection, that's more or less for daycare age children. So we'll take a walk and look at my other building.
So the preschool itself, when you go to the preschool, you just go through the regular board. Or how does somebody sign up their child for preschool here?
Our kids at our daycare, we give them first dibs on. Right, and then the other children, parents would have to sign up through the Board of Education. Okay. But every year, I mean, thank God we've been able to have full capacity. Okay. Yeah. So for like the last 8 or 9 years, we've been at full capacity.
So is there like a long waiting list?
Man, it's like 40, 30, 40 kids waiting list, you know what I mean? Like it'll be a minute before you can get in here on the preschool side, because it's always our babies transfer over first when they become 3.
Right.
And then they go through the whole system, you know what I mean? And the parents, if they have siblings of the children that come here, they automatically trying to put them in as well.
Right.
So it's almost like a feeder system. And yeah, the list fills up like real quick every year. So that's the reason for the whole expansion. We want to be able to provide more care, because the parents are asking, like, y'all got another site, or y'all got another location. So that's the whole reason for the expansion. Yeah, to accommodate our families,
Definitely.
Yeah. So we'll take a walk on the other one.
I love the kids that love to learn. Pick up a book and read. Know that alphabet? ABC. Count to 20. 1, 2, 3. I got the kids learning crazy. OMG, I love the kids that love to learn.
Question, actually, have you ever had a regular job? Like, what's regular job? I mean, like, go to somebody else's business and punch in the clock and receive a paycheck with taxes taken out.
It's funny, Doc. I had one for like, I ain't gonna lie, it was like a few months, and it was funny because the woman that I worked with, me and her had the same birthday. Okay. So she knew what kind of spirit I had already. And then I was modeling at the time, I was singing, and I was just like, everything that I did reflected what I was into at that time. So she was like, she called me in her office, she was like, you know what? You're not meant to work for people. She was like, I know your spirit. I know your spirit. And she was like, you're not meant to work for nobody. She was like, you are meant to own your own. And the words that she showed, the words that she expressed to me and the way that she did it, it was like, almost like kicking me out of the bird's nest. Like, I don't want you to be like everybody else type. Exactly. So even though I had only known her a few months, she was like, and she was black, and she was the vice president of this big corporation out in Plainsboro. So she was thorough, you know what I mean? Yeah. But she just knew, she was like, it's something about you. I mean, because everybody there knew that I modeled, everybody there knew that I was singing. They was just like, you ain't even supposed to be here. Like, what are you doing here? You should be in New York right now. You should be everybody. But it was just so infectious because of the way I carried myself. Right. And every time they had something going on, they would ask me, can I sing at this event? Can I do this event? Can I bring my group? Can we be? And it was just taking them to my world. Exactly. So she was like, you know what? You have to go out and do it. So when I left, she was like, listen, I'm gonna hook you up. She gave me like this big severance package and was like, I'm gonna make sure that you got money to sustain you while you start your business, and you'll be able to collect unemployment or whatever you gotta do to make sure that you sustain to get your businesses off the ground. But she was like, you ain't even supposed to be here. So my few months there was like the best few months of my life, because she was like, get out. You know what I mean? She kicked me out the nest, man. She was like, you got the fly, you know what I mean? Exactly. Yeah. She gave me this awesome book, man. And it was about
You mean the title of it?
The title of the book, I have to text it to you. But I remember the story. And it was about how butterflies are formed. And it was a short book. It was only about maybe 20, 30 pages. But it was it was about how butterflies start off as little snails, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they would inch along, and it would take them so many months to come out of their shell, but every time they kept growing and growing, they would have to reproduce an outer covering to protect them from the elements. Right. So they would shed, and then it's a caterpillar. That's what it is, caterpillar. So as they develop from being the an inch and a long caterpillar eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and getting the nutrients and getting the nutrients. It was preparing them to become a butterfly. And then at the time of them going through that process, and you would never know that this is what they were going to turn into if you just looked at it for the face value of being a caterpillar. You know what I mean? You would just think like, this thing, I'm about to smash it. You know what I mean? That's what kids did. They threw rocks at it, they picked them up, and they tried to kill them. They wouldn't die sometimes, you know what I mean? Them drones were still inch along, get all the nutrients, and it would take months of them doing that. But once it was time for them to develop into the butterfly, man, they shed that skin and then they wings and they just become this beautiful butterfly. And that's how she saw me. She was like, you're not even supposed to be here. You're just going through this process. Right. That's why the people keep coming to you and helping you. Like I had one person in the print company. They was printing up my calendars for the modeling. They was printing up my CDs there, and she was like, the artwork. It was like, these people just love you. Like you ain't even you have an infectious spirit, and people gonna gravitate to what you're interested in because you're doing it out of a pure place. Right. You know what I mean? And you're showing it, and you're showing love back to them. That's why they come to you like that. She was like, but this is a neuroscience company. like, we ain't even supposed to be on that. But these people are gravitating to you because that's who you are. You know what I mean? So when she technically was like, get out, you fired, but I'm going to hook you up. You know what I mean? But it blessed me, man. And
I know you get a lot of inspiration too to actually go there.
Man, every time, she still called me to this day and check on me. This is going back to the 90s. Yeah. Early 90s, she still call me to this day or text me or send me a message just to say, hey, I'm just checking on you and seeing how you doing. And, she'd be like, can I invest with you sometime? Now, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, nah. Nah, she was already making 6 figures, so she was good. She was straight. She ain't need to do it.
She trying to make some extra bread on the side.
Yeah. But she shout out because we got the same birthday. So
celebrate.
Happy birthday. But it was a blessing to me. She even came to my wedding and everything, bro.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So it was good, man. But I never had a permanent job. Nah. She kicked me out the nest, doc. She wouldn't let me. But it blessed me because here I am, almost 17 years later. You know what I mean? Almost, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm still going and developing even more and blessing even more and helping even more people, man. And that's what we supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. But it sometimes it take a long time for people to find themselves. You know what I mean? Because they don't have somebody that'll kick them out the nest.
Man, Jig said Duke.
Yeah. See the star? Don't be afraid to reach for them, baby. Don't. Yeah. 7 days in a week, 12 months in a year. The day turns to night when the sun disappears, and you see the stars.
You talk a lot about a lot of people talk about slavery. Talk a lot about slavery and how our lives are different. This is over in this country. Now imagine what you probably would have been if you was back home. That never happened. Right. You still would have been you. You still had the same energy, the same personality. You know what I mean? So instead of being a warrior, you've been close to the chief of the village, or whatever. You know
it's funny you said that. When we did our interview, this was a few days ago. So anyway, since then I received. Did I tell y'all about our DNA? That I got back. I got my father's DNA back.
No, you told me that.
Through one of the ancestry websites that we went through because we're planning a couple family reunions. So I got the DNA test back, and during this DNA test, it breaks down the village that you are from in Africa, or if you're a native, or whatever country you're from. It breaks down your group of people.
Right.
That's how far back it searches your DNA. Our DNA. For my father's side, because I did one for my father and my mother, but for my father's side, it came back 89% African. The other ones were broken down because of the migration that took place. So it'll tell you, when they came to America, you had a percentage that were native. Then when it came to this place, but 89% was from a location in Africa called Benin and Togo. And this is between Ghana and you have Nigeria and Liberia on the other sides. But in this land where Benin and Togo is in Africa, they called this area, this land, they called it the land of the African gods. This is where my family originated from through my father's side. So, of course, me being the researcher I am and how I educate myself, I started looking at the characteristics of these group of people. First, the land of the African gods blew my mind.
Right.
Just that alone, I'm like, I gotta look into this, Joe, because this is, and I got my 12-year-old son, and he thinks the same way I think. Like, Dad, like, really? Like, that's crazy. Let's start looking. So we started punching up the websites and just studying them and looking at videos. These people were basically, all of Africa to me was still Egypt. So they always mention Egypt, and when you start studying these different locations in Africa, Egypt and all of those different places come up.
Right.
But in this particular land, they said it was less slaves that came from this part of the land because it was hard to get to.
Okay.
And these people were fighters. They were warriors. they wasn't just letting you come there and just, you know what I mean? Nah, it was like, and then they were like the most spiritual people in that area of Africa. So a lot of the religions, a lot of the things that we know about and we hear about, it started originating from these group of people. You know what I mean? And so, you know, of course I started studying Akhenaten and Imhotep and everybody else, and I'm looking at this like, this joint is deep. It is deep. But the way that they were so spiritual that they would create, of course, they would build, they would, you know, different sciences, different healings, different, you know, it was so many different ways that they would bless people and heal people, and a lot of it was using the earth. Yeah. It wasn't no prescribed medications and all, no, it was all from what was already here, you know what I mean? So when I started researching it, I'm like, man, and now when it explains itself when I look at my father at 74, still coming up with inventions. This was his bloodline.
Right.
When I look at what he taught me how to build these houses, like my dad ain't go to school to learn how to build houses. He left home at 14 and just started working and learning from different people. So by the time I came along, he just poured all of this knowledge of how to build houses into me. Cause to me, this is my superhero. Anytime Dad truck started up, I'm like, I'm going. My other brothers and sisters, they didn't want to go, but I'm like, I'm going. You know what I mean? So learning all of these things, I see where it came from. I see where it came from.
You see the essence, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just had to bring that up because a lot of people talk about that. I mean, where did you come from? Where did you originate from? You know what I'm saying? Why do you do the things that you do? And once you do that research, you'll find out who you are. You know, where that seed was developed at, and you see who you are, you know what I'm saying?
And it travels, bloodline. Now, we going back thousands and thousands of years.
Exactly. And that's why we are the most creative, powerful people on this planet.
On the planet, and we don't even know it. It's been hidden from us.
Exactly.
It's been kept from us.
Exactly.
I never even heard of Benin and Togo. Like I never even knew that was a location in Africa.
Exactly. First time, Nigeria and all that. I heard all.
Yeah, I heard of them.
But not.
Yeah, I'm like, this exists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
like I said, this is something question I had to ask because.
I'm glad you did.
You know what I mean? Because like, you see it in your essence, bro. Like you see it, like this is not something that all of a sudden this is a person that was here. No, this had to be passed down.
Had to be
from generation to generation, from bloodline to bloodline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To develop to who you are in today's society, who you was thousands of years ago.
Right. Didn't even know.
Didn't even know it.
It just was passed down.
Yo, it's your boy Just, ToppNotch, from the Underground to the Airwaves. Just got finished chopping up with my man Andre Williams. You know what I mean? A true brother. You know what I mean? From the city of Trenton, a true entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Yo, just take heed to all the information he gave y'all, because it's not just for his benefits, for yours as well. You know what I mean? And, like I said, he's a young brother. You know what I mean? 40 years old, 42 years old, doing all this. You know what I'm saying? Doing all this and got all this under his belt. So this is why we're here. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're doing from the underground to the airways for y'all. So, you know what I mean? Connect with these people. You know what I mean? Or even take heed to their story and create your own. You know what I mean? But get at us. Supreme Lines Entertainment Radio, ToppNotch Visual, from the underground to the airwaves. It's your boy Just. See you at the next one.